Welcome to Smithfield, Rhode Island. I'm currently standing in front of the Olivia's Forest Trails. This is a small park. It's only about a little under a mile of trails in the woods here, maybe a bit more if you stretch it and find some other off-the-cuff spots, but it's a very nice hidden area in Smithfield, a lesser-known hiking trail here in southern New England, but that doesn't make it any less beautiful. There's some great woods, some streams, some nice rocks to hike over, and I'm about to take you guys through these trails. So even though it's a little bit of a rainy day, we still will see some beautiful views that I can share with you. So let's go and enjoy. This is the initial parking lot. It's on Ridge Road in Smithfield, and you park your car here normally. There is nobody else on the trail today except for me, so we're doing a complete solo hike. They really did a good job clearing these woods out. These trails are older, I guess. They used to be owned by somebody years ago who had a large amount of property in this area, and they ended up donating it to the town, or I guess it was in their will to be donated when they passed, and the town turned this into a small park. Looks like it's maintained by the Cub Scouts of Rhode Island, and they did a good job. The paths are very clear, the trails are very well marked. We have clear signs as to what path is what. So the green trail is right there. We'll take this one down. It's a bit rockier than the orange or red trail, which is that way. And I'm up for the challenge. What's nice about this park is, again, the trails are very clearly maintained, and it's very difficult to actually get turned around or lost. Not only because it's smaller and it's surrounded by roads on all ends, but it also has, clearly readable marker signs. So if you're new to hiking and you're worried about getting lost, or if you want to try hiking by yourself, as long as you take the proper precautions, this is a good place to start, because again, it's relatively safe. So we're walking by, as I had mentioned earlier, the Cub Scouts maintain the property, and they put these little signs up for different types of leaves that are on the trees that you can find in the area. And look at these views. This is a classic Rhode Island or southern New England looking forest. And all over New England you can find these, they look like they're old stone foundations of homes, or maybe even food chambers that were here in the 18th and 19th centuries, where they would keep their food or even build a small home. This looks like that's the remnant of one of those right there. Continuing to walk down this green trail. So even though it's now getting very close to Thanksgiving, there's still a lot of green in this forest, and that's because of the evergreens, these eastern white pines that are very common in the northeast United States. This is the most common prominent tree that you'll find from Newfoundland down to around the Carolinas and out west to Minnesota and Wisconsin area, I believe. They like full 4-season type climates. These are them right here, all these pine trees. So they need a warm season to grow for the summer. They need the fall to shoot their little pine cones out and drop the seeds. They need the winter to let the seeds refrigerate until the spring comes, and then when the snow thaws, the springs germinate, or the seeds germinate rather, in the spring, gives rise to new baby pine trees. You can see them of all varying sizes all around. Here's some smaller ones. These are little baby. Oh no, that's not one. You can see these smaller ones, and then up right there in the distance is a huge one over here too. I believe these are the tallest trees that you could find in the Northeast. And take a look at this moss right here that's growing on the tree. There's a lot of different species. Some nice green moss. Looks like it's growing all around in the tree, so I think that myth that moss grows on the north side only is a lie. And there's little offshoots, it looks like, on these trails that go to other directions in the woods. I'm just going to stay on this main green trail right now, which is then going to link to the orange trail. We're going to take that back to the other side of the park, and I will bring you guys up the hill as well and show you the new footbridge that they built. Okay, you come into the crossroads over here. I will loop back up and get over here again and give you guys the history of the tree identification signs as we move forward. But now we're going to take this orange trail. These woods are very, very cool looking. I mean, this is the classic southern New England style forest that you can anticipate seeing if you just leave the cities and just walk out into the woods. You're going to see a lot of these deciduous plants, a lot of pine trees, a lot of pine needles on the ground. The smell of the pine needles and the water from the rain hitting them is definitely in the air. I love these little patches of green moss that grow over the trails and the rocks. The colors and the sights that you can find in these woods are unparalleled, and people don't realize it, but New England has some of the best hiking in the world, I think, and it's definitely a different type of hiking. It's generally a more wooded, constricted type of rocky hike, like the ones that we're doing here, rather than the big expansive views of out west. But this type of hike is beautiful in its own unique way, because not a lot of other areas around the world have places just like this, with these four seasons and the forest floors filled with the leaves, and this landscape that was carved by glaciers. This was all covered by glaciers tens of thousands of years ago. So it's a very unique landscape here, and I'm happy to be able to explore and hike it. In addition to these type of woody, rocky hikes, like the trails that we're doing now, you can see behind me the incline a bit from the river. Rhode Island has a large different variety of different landscapes. You can already see from my videos, not only do we have these wooded areas, but we have a large amount of coastline with clear blue water and both rocky and sandy coasts. There is areas that resemble deserts because of old quarrying that they would have. That was the Rhode Island desert. We have bamboo forests like the one I filmed at the Umbrella Factory. There's mountains if you go further north into Massachusetts and New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, which I will take you guys to Wachusett, Mount Watatic, Mount Monadnock in future videos as well. So this whole area within about a 50 to 100 mile radius has several different types of climates and landscapes that we can climb and hike at. So it's a unique area. You know, one day I'd like to move to somewhere warmer like Florida, but that landscape is a little bit more just swampy or ocean. Over here we get the ocean, the swamp, the cliffs, the mountains, so there still is a large amount of areas to see out here, and I'm going to take you guys to as much as possible. One day, maybe hopefully move to San Diego even, and get some good mountainous and tropical views out there as well. So for now, let's continue on this hike and I'll show you guys what else we have. This is a nice footbridge they built, and we get a good view of the stream over here. As we continue up this trail, it gets a little bit steeper. It's not a long hike mileage wise, but it's also not an easy hike, especially if you're still new to hiking, just because the landscape can be a bit rocky and it varies in inclines. I would not say it's as difficult of a hike as a Connor's Farm or anything like that. Over here are those classic stone walls that we've seen in other videos, like Camp Shepherd, Colt State Park. And again, these would separate the farmland and property lines in New England during the colonial era. So these are hundreds of years old, which is why I believe these trails are probably just as old as they are. You could imagine maybe horse and buggy, or I mean not horse and buggy, but at least people on horseback would take these trails, and there could have been homes beyond those stone walls that are no longer in existence. I'd love to take a metal detector out here, although I don't know how legal that is, but I can imagine you would find some remnants from the colonial days, like buttons and who knows, there could be a lot. The rain is starting to come down a little bit harder, so right now we're on our way back to the other side of the park. I'm gonna show you guys the videos of the other half. the park, you're going to be able to find these little signs of the types of trees and plants that are around. You can see looks like the town posts a little information on the leaves. Right now everything is dormant, so you can't really see the sassafras, but those are some cool little features that this small trail does have, is that you can see the different types of plants that are growing. Continuing down this red trail, there's a stream that runs through here. We've had some dry weather before we are ending up getting these rainstorms that we have right now, but normally there's a flowing stream coming through this area. There still is a little bit, you can see, but when it's in full force, it's like a rapid. And over here, it looks like they actually built a new footbridge. This is really cool. Look at this. This looks like it caught on fire. Could have been a lightning strike over here, maybe. I don't see anything else in the area besides just this one little spot that has been hit. That's crazy. So walking a little further down the orange trail, and we can see it was the Boy Scouts, or the Eagle Scouts rather, that set those leaf identification signs up. So that's pretty cool. They took the time and they completed that. So now we all know what kind of plants are here. So we're reaching the end of the hike now. You can see the rain is starting to pick up, and all of the leaves are getting a little more thick as we end this hike. I love this place. It's a nice short spot in the afternoon to hang, and you get some rolling hills. You got a little bit of a nice forest experience. As far as the history behind this, again, it was owned by somebody up until I think only the last 10 years that donated or sold this land to the town, and they rebuilt it as a conservation area. From what I'm hearing, it was named after this girl, Olivia, this young girl that died, I guess. I don't know the full details, so I don't want to speculate, but it was named in her honor. So if you guys want to check out a nice short hike in Smithfield, again, just about 1 mile from end to end. You can make it 2 miles if you want to do a full loop. Then check it out. There's no big expansive views, just a lot of nice rolling hills to climb and jog on, and good forest to check out. So I'd recommend it, and I'm going to see you guys on the next hike. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.